great, but it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Tasia just manhandled him. And then, of course, that was only, you know, 2 weekends ago, so it's not too long ago. But now here he is, and that's still fresh in my mind. So is it the HerO that, recalibrates, recuperates from that, shows up and says, this is my tournament, you're in my house, I'm going to kick your ass now? Or is it the HerO that gets a little bit nervous, gets worried because his confidence is rocked?
All right, we will find out as we are now ready for this next series. 2 games left. This is the first one. And up here, spawning as the red Zerg playing for Team Evil Geniuses, it's none other than Jaedong. Jaedong, having played 4 out of 4 DreamHack tournament stops this year, attended every one, even though he qualified at the very first. He wanted to come back in search of glory, but a player that stands in his way through first and second seed. Spawning down here is the blue Protoss player playing for Team Liquid. 2-time DreamHack Winter Champion, it's HerO!
I think Jaedong took second in 2 of them, and I want to say in Stockholm he was top 4 where he lost to Naniwa, and then Naniwa went on to fight Lenok, I believe.
That's right, correct.
He had 1 hiccup. What was the one where...
Round of 16 in Bucharest?
Yeah, that was a little bit strange. Off tournament for him. It's been very successful here. I remember fondly that when he came to that Stockholm tournament, I believe it was one of, if not his first major non-Korean tournament, and he was won over. The crowd was amazing. The fine people of Stockholm made it feel like a real sporting event. He came close and tasted that damn near victory. And he's been chasing it ever since, and that's part of what makes his storyline so intriguing. You talk about HerO, a guy who, this is his stomping ground. This is where he's forged his name in the history of StarCraft 2. But Jaedong, he might be writing history. That'd be really scary for him if his history was just second place after second place after second place. But for him, his expectation, what he wants, is that first place. And here at DreamHack Winter, he's once again poised to make a run to do that.
There's going to be a lot of dreams shattered at this tournament, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah. Hacked to bits, you could say. A lot of dreams hacked to bits.
Hacked to bits.
Yes. Dream hacked to bits.
One dream will come true, though. Jeff? One dream.
For one person, yeah.
For one. Who is it going to be? That's what we're here to find out.
Well, by saying that, you've eliminated Tasia because he doesn't dream, so that's interesting. He only reboots. Put him in sleep mode every once in a while. Jaedong will scat out this wall, and it's going to be Nexus first. Conservative opening from HerO. I like this, though. On the flip side, he's being extremely annoying with a probe, like only HerO can.
Does lose it, though.
Yeah.
To these Zerglings, so... Already, Jaedong just kind of can say, all right, there's not a probe hiding somewhere, which can do something early on. Of course, another one can be sent out immediately, but, well, there's an Overlord already tracking that. So I think that's a bit of a comfort area, especially considering what we talked about earlier, where as long as Jaedong has and is on top of everything early on, I think this is a good start for him in just a simple way.
He is a Zerg that, again, I like to use the word volatile because on the one hand, I see him thrive in chaos, where his multitasking, his quick thinking really pays off, but other times he gets flustered, and that doesn't work out so well. So I want to say for right now, like you just said, knowing there's no other probe out on the map because that Overlord definitely walked into the base and saw no second probe leave, and the first one was killed. The game has been simplified for right now for Jaedong. Jaedong is in that classical position that Liquid Rep made famous, where basically you pile drive drones down the gullet of your economy for a solid 8 minutes, and then you start worrying about making other things.
Absolutely, I completely agree, and that's how Jaedong should be playing this game out. The next thing to see from HerO, I'm expecting a Stargate. He's very famous for using his Stargate play. He's absolutely incredible when it comes to Phoenix control, being able to multitask it on the other side of the map, doing damage. Whoa. And we do see the Stargate down, but as the Stargate comes down, is immediately picked up by an Overlord, goes in, spots it, gets out. He knows exactly what's playing. And without seeing a +1 attack being researched, without any chrono boost on the front 3 structures, he knows that this shouldn't be a follow-up with a gateway aggression.
I actually think he hid the Overlord too. I think the Overlord literally spotted the second the Stargate went down, and then instead of making it obvious, saying, hey, I scouted you, he backs away. And that's actually a brilliant little move that he's done because, I mean, there's no super hard counter to that Stargate, but when those Phoenix show up and the Overlords are all already hidden, and there's spore crawlers, and there's nothing really to do. Jaedong is in, I mean, he's just, this is kind of what we talked about. He needed information early and often. He's gotten it. Now the ball's in his court.
And, well, HerO needs to find some way to do damage because Jaedong absolutely is going to be ready. He, as you described, Overlord's going to be moved, Spore Crawler's out the way, and he's going to drone intensively. There's absolutely no reason for him to build anything on the ground. He's going to have a look around, maybe with his Zerglings, see if there's anything being researched on that forge. And like he saw earlier, he knows that there isn't. So he knows that this isn't going to be followed with aggression from gateway units. He's probably expecting the robotics facility switch. Basically means no attack coming early, aside from the air he pokes up. He sees the no forge. He sees the gateway not even turned online with warp gate. He knows this is a drone kingdom, and he's building 12. Look at that. 12 more.
Yeah, he's going to be done building drones here fairly soon. He's already at 51. 12 more coming out. Put him at 63. The first Overlord is found top left, but I mean, even that's just annoying as all hell. It looks like the second Overlord will be found, and what I mean by annoying as all hell is, I mean, individual Phoenix killing Overlords across the map like this, that's not why they were made. They were made to kill a couple Overlords really quick, because they're floating around the Protoss base, then get to business over at the Zerg side of the map, gathering information, picking off drones, exposing Queens if he's going to allow it. But with this follow-up, we can see this is the build that recently SOS has won big tournaments doing, and I feel like Deer did this as well. Not SOS, excuse me, it was Deer. Deer won tournaments with this build where it was like 4 or 5 Phoenix, harass, and then 2 base Colossus right away. And if you look, HerO should only have a couple of sentries. Actually, he has none. He has 1, excuse me, and that's what Deer has been doing lately. It's really cool.
All right, well, looks like these Phoenixes have found somewhere to do something, and Queen has got picked up. Oh, doesn't get picked off there, another lift. Does actually finally get the Queen.
Yeah.
But the drone count's incredible for Jaedong. 73, no aggressive units, all game just straight up there. He's on 6 gases. He's probably just going to throw down the Spire immediately. He's having a look for the probe. He sees the Nexus come down. But do you think he is going to move out from 2 bases with this? With the third Nexus being planted, surely this must be an incline towards
it's not
taking
a fake. No, he's gonna build it. He is building the Colossus behind this, and he does have that low Phoenix count. But he's gonna go up to 3 bases, which can be fairly precarious on this map. I'm going to say this. The Phoenix lost one of themselves to Queens. It's really not good. Right now they're getting some harassment on the main base up there. It looks like they're chasing it looks like a Queen, which is a really weird choice because he's going to almost lose another Phoenix. Well, I actually like Hydra Den with Spire at the same time. Jaedong's not doing it, though. Yeah,
just the Hydra Den here. Is, I'm assuming here that HerO has spotted that, but whatever the case, I'm sure he's expecting that. But now it really comes down to, are the initial Hydras going to do anything? There are 14, 15 of them, but the first Colossus is already out. There's a second one on the way. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about, maybe the sentry count to kind of protect the Colossus.
Yeah.
If the units just ran up and tried to kill it, because the creep spread, by the way, is glorious. Look at that. Moving through the middle of the map, almost at the halfway point. And Jaedong is just going to get over there super fast.
He is. It's a very interesting... Oh, wow.
Oh, the third is gone.
What?
The third is gone.
I mean, he was adding a few gateways, but why would you build a cannon there? Is that a mistake?
No.
He's floating 800 minerals.
I mean, his probe count never increased over 47. And
but why the cannon? Why would you ever build a cannon?
A complete fake out?
I guess. Like if a Zergling just barely doesn't see it.
All right,
but you're right, Apollo, and this is so bad that the Hydras are about to be off creep Spire. Has been initiated. These Hydras, actually, it looks like they might broadside the army, but that could be really bad. Lots of units out here, even a 5th base going down for Jaedong. The counterattack, actually, oh no, it looks like he's going to come home.
He's seen it. He's kind of saw it now. He's seen the Stalkers on the right-hand side. He's starting to realize what's going on. But the Spire is a crucial part of this. There's a lot of gas starting to be banked up. 500. If he can get to Corruptor successfully in time, and then I'm pretty sure Jaedong's in good position. But right now, it's HerO with double Colossus.
He's on creep, though. There's no vision here at all. I mean, if Jaedong was ever going to have a chance to clamp down this attack, it's now. The force fields are not there yet. The Zerglings are inside. There's just no force fields. What is going on? He has no energy using for hallucinations. This army is getting destroyed.
Oh, wow. I think that went down a little bit simpler than I thought it would. And HerO gets smashed. Absolutely smashed. Jaedong not playing around with food today. Elimination of that army. There is no third base. There is no infrastructure left for HerO. He just lost his main army instantly.
Sean, you called it. Okay, over at the third base, you said he needs more sentries. Otherwise, he can just run up on these Colossus. So he warps in 3 sentries because you and HerO are very smart people. But those sentries were young bucks. They didn't have a lot of energy. So he shows up at the other side. He spams additional Colossus in hallucination because that's a fantastic maneuver typically. But because they didn't have any other energy, he sat there like, oh my God, I have no force fields. And he just lost his whole army.
And as Jaedong-esque style, we see 15 Mutalisks.
Yeah, I mean,
There's the
it's
switch up now. This is almost a game-ending move.
Yeah.
Hydra, Zergling, Mulist. There's not a lot there. There's a couple of Phoenixes left over, but Jaedong's on 5 bases, or 4 bases, a 5th one soon to be saturated, and is absolutely dominating this game from the very get-go, just with simple scouting information. And here we go for the final blow here, and Liquid HerO in a world of trouble.
A world of trouble is one way of saying it. I believe we're moments away from him just tapping out. Unfortunately, with no third Nexus behind this, with the everything dying, there it is, GG, and HerO can differently. I had said that if I'm HerO, I don't know that I freak out too much. And I think Belcher Vestige is a pretty good map for that. We've seen Jaedong try to mix it up with some Swarm Host play because it's very common here. I'm going to go out on a limb and just say it. I don't think Jaedong is very good at Swarm Host play. I feel like when he does it, I more often than not see him lose in that situation because he just kind of has that one bad engagement and they catch all his Swarm Hosts and then he's toast. That happens to him a lot.
Only one player. Well, actually 2. There's the 2 French players can play Swarm Host properly. I think we haven't introduced the players, have we?
No.
Adabis is getting angry. All right, down here, of course, is the Red Zerg. Playing for Team Evil Geniuses, it's Jaedong. He's had a haircut for this tournament.
Looks sexy as hell.
And up here is the top left blue Protoss player. It's Liquid HerO.
I felt like that was a quick little skit of, you know, the Family Guy when they go to the weather guy. What's the weather like? Raining cats and dogs, and they just go away from like. I felt like I had done that. A little bit of interesting gateway expand. A lot of people look at this and say, why is that? Well, if he is facing some kind of early pool shenanigans, he can actually go ahead and wall this off with a Cybernex core or, you know, another gateway or something. So it's just kind of a safer way of doing it. The downside, if there was one, is that it's 2 seconds slower to build over there. But him and big pal of mine, Noni, like to do this in all their builds. Wall it in. Shout out to Tyler Washklash.
Maybe he's watching now.
Oh, surely he's watching. He's always watching.
Hello. Okay, so with this gateway play, where do you think that HerO would go? He's obviously chosen this for a reason. Is it because it was so simple of a game that happened just previously where Jaedong just absolutely smashed this Nexus first play? Where do you think he's going to go with this?
Well, look, I mean, this is weird. He's not mining off the gas. He builds the gateway, no Cybernex core, immediately the Nexus. So you look at what his probe's doing. His probe scouted a very vanilla, just kind of 15 hatch. So he says to himself, well, do I really need gas right off the bat? Do I really need a Cybernex core? No. This Nexus is completely safe. 2, 4 slow lanes are not going to tear down this Nexus. So HerO makes the awesome choice to just go ahead and switch directions in his build just for a second, but it's for the faster Nexus, and I think that's an awesome choice.
Do you think that's enough information for us to pick up on and be like, HerO's going to play a longer game? Because through getting a faster Nexus, he obviously increases his economy, but at trade-off, he slows down his Cybernetics core, which could have been rushed out or at least put down on a normal time for warp gate research, for a gateway attack, could be for a robotics facility, go for an immortal all-in. All those options are slowed down because he increased his economy. Does this not now mean that he plays a more generic, more longer, straight-out game?
It could, Apollo. It certainly could. But what I like about HerO...
Nobody at home knows what's going on.
You're supposed to keep that on camera now. You said you would.
We'll keep it that way.
What I like about HerO is that he's equally capable of throwing down a third Nexus at like 6 minutes now. Or he could go 6 gate, or he could go for some kind of fast tech. He's not... you can't predict him. He doesn't do one thing. And that's what makes him really cool. So from the later second gas, my guess would be fast third Nexus, but you can't, I wouldn't wager money on it, is I guess what I'm saying.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out here. As Zealot was just having a look down there, did pressure a little bit, but is out going to have to leave immediately as he's been chased by Zerglings. But Stalker does come to help out. Well, comes to help out and actually gets... What's kind of slipping around that Zealot is helping out, and it looks like the Stalker will get out there. Whew,
completely meaningless battle, but it almost got exciting, kind of.
Almost got a full surround on there, but these 2 Stalkers are going to bring down every one of these Zerglings if they stick around. There is no Zergling speed, and that's quite a lot there that Jaedong did lose.
And the Queen, actually. This could get quite ugly. Looks like HerO will not pursue. It is going to be a Stargate behind that. No gas at the natural. And this is once again being spotted out by our Zerg player Jaedong, except not the Stargate tech, excuse me, but the fact that there is no gas to the natural. And with these additional gateways, that does bring him up to just 3. But keep your eye on that, because with this probe out on the map, there most certainly could be some light gateway harass joined up by some Phoenix.
I mean, if we look at the way that Jaedong played previously, the way he played against Stargate play was drone up to 75 and go. With his economy, that is, and then eventually build units. But in this regard, if he was to play the same, which he's not, bear in mind, there are lings out, there is a Roach Warren down, he could get stung because there's an Oracle on its way. Warp Gate resets are going to finish up. He's going to have 3 gateways ready to rock and roll down to this 3rd base. Is this going to be successful, though, with a Roach Warren down? Obviously, Jaedong's feeling a little bit of something here.
Yeah, you know, the 2 Stalkers is a little bit of a tell. It's a little bit aggressive. Of course, that could be just for harass. But Jaedong usually uses that star sense to kind of sniff out the other possibilities. And we can see more roaches coming out, as well as some drones. Void Ray to follow this up, very interesting. But I did want to say, what I like about this position, that HerO's not necessarily embracing. We do have a scout coming out from Overlords across both bases. And it sounds like an Oracle's doing some serious damage. Yeah,
I did pick off a Queen there and a couple of drones as well. And HerO has launched a semi-successful attack, but it's all about the next follow-up one.
10, 11, 12... almost 13 drones.
Does he have any Zealots warped in on that left-hand side yet? Or is he just going to be content with how much damage he's dealt with that Oracle?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. What I like about that is you warp in units, you bring out the Mothership Core, and there's very little risk. I mean, there's less risk, a lot less risk to it. You move out. If the battle turns sour, you recall back. As long as there's a pylon blocking for a Zergling counter or something like that, it really is so favorable for the Protoss.
Well, it looks like HerO is going up to 7 gateways now and started Void Ray production. Though here, Jaedong has found the pylon on the left-hand side.
That's a big deal, by the way.
Going to have anything down. Do you think that he was actually going to do anything, though, with this pylon?
Look at the gateways. He's adding 4 more for a total of 7. He's going to do a Void Ray gateway all in. And with those forward pylons, it would have been completely lights out. As it is, it's going to be super hard to hold. I mean, his anti-air is this Hydros Den that's just now going down, but because he lost 12 drones, he's only got 55.
All right, well, sentries. One of the force was going to come in. One there, catches 2. Roaches picking them off quite nice.
That's good, though. He sees this. Jaedong needed to spot this attack. We should see something like additional Queens coming out right now.
He's trying to get to Hydralisk at the moment. As you can see, the Hydra's Den about to finish up. He is going to build quite a few. Are they going to be enough for the defense? There's the Hydra range. There's 6 Hydralisks. But 3 Void Rays, 7 gateways, 5 additional Stalkers about to join what's already out. This looks like a very strong attack, all based off that original Oracle. And now he is moving forward. He's going to rebuild that pylon which he lost. Of course, there's a lot of creep down there already, which is going to put the pylon back. Forge has started here. HerO may have
the 3rd. I think that's a really savvy choice. He is not ready. He needs perhaps range, but at least these 7 more Hydras. And this 3rd will die. Now, here's what I want, Apollo, by the way. I want HerO to pick off this 3rd and recall home or go home.
And then just go take a 3rd?
Yeah, I really feel like, I mean, he's on equal basis right now. If he were to attack right now, he's only given Jaedong a chance to capitalize on the fact that they're on the same base economy. Here we go. We're going to have that fight. It's pre-ranged by a few seconds. Jaedong, this is a missed timing. This is not a good time for him to fight at all.
Well, the Mothership Core does get picked off there, but Time Warp does go down, and all these Hydras look like they're going to pick off a good couple of secondary force fields there that come down to lock off those 3 Hydralisks. A couple do remain.
6 more Hydras about to come out. He needs to, I mean, why are you doing this, Jaedong? Stay on the creep. There's Time Warp behind you. You've got a couple of Queens. You've got 6 more Hydras about to pop. This is an anti-timing. He's trimming down a few units. There's not a lot of force fields there. And I mean, the Void Rays do have their boost going right now, which is not a big deal because none of this is armored. But, yeah, he's...
It's okay. A very strong army here for Liquid HerO. A fantastic start, and he's marching forward. And the Hydra's getting picked off incredibly fast. He's not even controlling his Void Rays. He kind of knows he's going to pick up this game. GG. And Liquid HerO does tie up the series. This is not going to be a walkover. He's actually involved in that one. But at least
some tournament, I think it'll have to be someone that's just willing to spend ridiculous amounts of money like Red Bull. When the guy wins, just have him abducted by, you know, like people dressed like aliens. Like if they fly a helicopter into the frickin' place.
Pick him up,
and just take him away. And everyone doesn't know what really happened, but it goes viral. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be sick. I could write that final.
He's going home.
And then skydive him, actually. Force him to skydive up there. They're like...
And then the stream goes up to the plane, just going up, and he drops out.
They just throw...
Then comes back in the arenas. The building opens up, the roof opens up, and he comes back in. Then grabs his trophy.
Fucking throw Tage out of a helicopter after he wins a tournament. Just before they throw him out of the plane, they're like, let's see some emotion this time. Toss him out. Ah! The trophy opens up into a parachute, but he doesn't know it at the time. See? That we just solved esports.
Yeah, we did. Next event, Red Bull Battlegrounds, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Up here in the top right, left, where are we going with this? Top left, we do have, of course, linkThe HerO as the Blue Protoss player. The two-time DreamHack Winter Champion looking for his third title here. And they have his opponent up here looking for his first StarCraft 2 big title. And that is, of course, EG's Jaedong.
HerO looking to run it back, to use some of the verbiage of my brothers from different mothers, fighting game community. Trailing 0-1 to begin, not to be intimidated. Scores a big victory in game number 2 in convincing fashion. Here in game number 3 on Whirlwind, this is either like an awesome map and we're in for a real treat, really fun game, or it's going to be... I mean, if you're a Zerg, you're feeling pretty good. It's not a super Zerg map. I don't want to make it seem like HerO feels like he has no chance, but I'd be very surprised if he pushes it into the mega late game. I feel like there should be some kind of 2-base timing.
Yeah, there very well could be here. But I'm looking at Jaedong now, and through all the games that he's played against Protoss players, through playing against all these gateway expands, he kind of understands, you know, how to play decent mind games, how to predict what his opponent's going to do, and then kind of do the best thing against it. And I think that is Jaedong there.
Yep.
He's with his Razer keyboard, he's playing there. But he's gone 3 hatcheries where I was just trying to get towards. Before spawning pool, it's the best opener against what we're seeing here from linkThe HerO. But to be honest, and I guess to be fair to linkThe HerO, he did rush out his Nexus a little bit faster than usual, which does play towards his favor a little bit here as well.
And HerO's going to get some fantastic information right now, and I'll tell you what, we're about to see a really kind of similar opening in the sense that these first 2 Stalkers are going to be super powerful. This spawning pool is just now hitting 50%. There is no gas, so Jaedong's not going for the variant where it has speed started up about when the spawning pool finishes. He's instead going very mineral heavy, which is nice, but without the creep spread between all 3 of these bases, namely the 2nd and 3rd, that means this 2-Stalker opening that I'm predicting we'll see from HerO is going to do a lot of damage.
Do you reckon it could be followed up with something quite strong if that pro was to run away and hide down the bottom right here?
Yes, that's the really cool part about it. I mean, we saw an Oracle follow-up, so there's a couple of battered queens weren't able to hold off the Oracle. It just kind of ignored him and killed 12 drones.
Look at Jaedong here, by the way, with that Overlord, looking at the gateway, looking at if there's been chrono boost spent into it for those Stalkers, as you just mentioned, just every little bit of detail there. He's trying to extract as much as he can. He realizes something's being built, did not see it being chrono boosted, but of course is expecting that Stalker to make its way across and already has Lings in anticipation.
Yeah, there's a lot of people I know that Wolf was one of them that noticed that Jaedong came into this tournament with a haircut, and a big part of that people don't necessarily know is because his brain is so heavy that he has to keep his hair fairly light, otherwise his head will literally just topple off of his shoulders.
What are you trying to say about linkThe HerO?
HerO?
He's got long hair.
He's a really good player. He's got long hair.
All right, Zerglings pick up that Zealot quite easily there. But the follow-up from behind this is the Stargate, as we have seen in all the other games before.
I think it'll be the fast 3rd Nexus. This is not a fake this time. I don't think so. And this is like the greediest of greedy builds. But if you scout 3 hatch before pool, you're not anticipating running into a lot of speedlings. So just a simple Mothership Core or something like that can really hold it off. But I guess I'm wrong because this probe's got aspirations elsewhere. Oh, that's Stalker. Oh, that's Stalker.
Nice pick off. Imagine if you turned around and got the other one as well. But Jaedong has seen that probe and Mothership Core around there as well, so he has thrown down the Roach one immediately, just to make sure that he doesn't die to any form of gateway attacks, which could come from this. But as you described, you picked up the build quite nicely here. It is going to be that 3rd Nexus, as I think there is a probe on location ready to build that very shortly here.
Yeah, HerO's jostling some ideas here, though, I'll tell you. He's got 2 more gateways completing the wall-in. It is Oracle again. And that Oracle has the potential, again, to just kind of ignore queens at a mineral line, just throw down and destroy 12 drones. It's such a nice ability for the Protoss to say that. And unless there's a Spore Crawler or at least 2 queens at each hatchery, that is what will happen. And we can see that's not the case here.
Do you think that HerO taunting his opponent with these units, so small, such a little investment, and keeping the drone count low, has he kept it low enough down? Has he really pressured Jaedong to make this fast 3rd Nexus, really power him through to the next stage? Is the drone count that low? I mean, 52 right now.
Well, it's about to get lower. Here it goes. That Oracle goes in there. It will target the queen first. Jaedong's going to want to run those drones. which is actually interesting because if you target the queen, yes, you get the queen, but then you do not get the drones. And I feel like the better exchange is to ignore the queen and kill the 12 drones. And you might say to yourself, well, if the drones run like that, you're not going to get 12. Certainly that is true. But I still feel like you get 5 or 6, and then perhaps you get the Oracle to save itself as well.
Well, one thing that we talked about before this series kicked off was information gathering for Jaedong. The more he gets, the better he's going to set up himself to be able to pick up victories here.
Yeah.
But I'm quite sure throughout this game, he hasn't really seen that much. Has he seen the third Nexus? I don't think so. I'm not too sure he knows exactly what's going on here. So he is playing relatively blind, whether he's building units or if he's teching up now. And I think that's a bit of a problem for him here, because ideally you'd want to be getting ready to zip across the map to slow this down to kill it. But it's HerO that's controlling this with the Oracle. He's got a pylon down south. He's got Zealots where he could potentially counterattack towards that third. And I think HerO's played this out really well. Very intelligently, I'd like to say.
He's being very aggressive. It's really interesting. He's going up to 3 Stargates, so he's going to go for that tech we've seen just really confound Jaedong over the year. Well, not, I guess just the year, yeah. He doesn't seem to really have the mentality to handle this tech. And we're going to see a lot of those Void Rays. It's 8 Hydralisks coming out. That's fine and good, but it's really like the 4th and 5th base. Maybe a Nidus Swarm for Queens, follow up with Infestors, your own Spire, that kind of stuff that really determines whether or not the Zerg's good or not about handling that Stargate tech.
I really think HerO's played one of the best games here that he's played so far in this tournament. Even though it looks so simple on basis, the threat, the pressure with minimal units, falling back on a third base, denying scouting, killing queens, just all these small things. And I think he may have bought himself enough time to defend this third base. But that's what we're actually going to have to find out now, because Jaedong's seen it, he knows it's there. But does HerO have enough to defend it is the big question. And with these double Stargates already finished up, I have a feeling he might be able to defend this easily.
Well, yeah, it's looking to be. I mean, again, I always look at this and kind of doubt it, but then Void Rays build kind of freaking fast, and by the time you get there, there's like another 2, maybe 4, especially if you take your time. And it only takes a good 7 or 8 Void Rays to become nigh invincible against the Hydralisks, as long as there's force fields kind of severing the large pack from the smaller. And once you chew down those Hydralisks, they become much more manageable. And again, Jaedong, no 4th behind this. He is going Infestation Pit, but trying to make Infestors and Hydralisks a reality in any kind of meaningful number is a hard task to do off just 3 base economy.
And that pylon down in the bottom right is going to cause Jaedong a problem. If he keeps waypointing over there to try to be aggressive, this pylon could actually really do damage towards his third. That's something to keep in mind. But we do have Jaedong moving over now.
This is amazing. This timing's really weird.
Ooh.
HerO's going for a recall attack with the Void Rays, maybe target down the lair or what have you. But as this is happening, Jaedong just happens to be here. He's going to have to recall back. Dimash, of course, trying to get up there. He will recall back. But Jaedong unknowingly just spared himself a lost main base.
Yeah, that was, I guess, perfect timing there without really knowing about it for Jaedong, as you described. But here the Void Rays starting to do a lot of damage to these units, and they are doing damage.
No. And now even some Phoenix coming out. I think that could be a scouting Phoenix. I'm not sure, but he does not see anything for no reason to make
Well, of course,
a
he's
Phoenix.
always got to be scared of Jaedong's potential Mulo switch at any time. It's one of Jaedong's biggest strengths. And HerO, throughout the last 5 minutes, has got no information himself. But these Hydralisks, with a force field on the ramp 1 and 2, he's going to get 4 of them. Nice pick off there by Liquid
really
HerO.
nice force field from
And
HerO.
he gets the 4th as well.
Yeah, well, that's the first. The other one's about to complete. And we do see Hive is about to finish up for Jaedong. So it's going to be, I mean, I guess it's for Vipers, which is nice. You go ahead and abduct those Void Rays into your Hydralisk flaw. He's going to have 6 Infestors with Pathogen Glands. Again, that's the start. But what really worries me, Apollo, is he's only on 3 base economy. So his actual army size, I mean, he's now equal in supply with HerO, and it's not looking to get much better than
Jaedong has 29 drones on his main base. That's actually quite a lot here. He's got a lot of drones, but on 3 bases, maybe a few too many. HerO really is scared about this.
Blind Phoenix.
Yeah, he's really thinking Mulus right now.
Dude.
He's building cannons to defend this natural area. He's getting ready for a Jaedong switch, but that's not the case, as we can see. Do you think that building these Phoenixes is going to hurt him, or can they still lift up, Infestors and Hydras?
HerO's going to make use of him, but let's not spare him the mistake. I mean, honestly, if these 5 or 6 Phoenix are just 4 or 5 more Void Rays, he's in better shape. He prefers that. So it's really weird. I mean, it's not weird. I know what he's thinking. He's thinking nothing's really coming out from Jaedong. There must be 20 Mutalisk out there. Like, that's what has to be happening. And that Templar Archives is going to save him, by the way, because what it is actually Vipers. Looks like this 4th base could... Oh, actually, though, he needs to focus down the Mothership Core.
Oh, is he going to get out? How many?
He abandons one of them.
Nice move there by HerO. Does pick off Jaedong's 4th base yet again. And now Storm is being researched, and HerO really is stepping up his game.
Canceled the Phoenix. He now knows. He's like, oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, they're all infestors. Okay, that's where the gas is.
Yeah, but, I mean, I would just get out on the map with these Phoenix right away. They're so... Yeah, they'll pick up infestors. They'll pick up Hydros. Like, there is a purpose to them, but I don't know.
So, I mean, this has been a very technical game. Very technical, actually, by both sides. What does Jaedong need to do, if we're looking at Jaedong here, to really get back in the running for this game? He's at 200 supply, so he's not really out of it, but his composition does feel a bit soft against what we do see from Liquid HerO.
He can't be attacking here. I mean, I know he's max. He should get rid of these Lings, but I feel like this fight is so dangerous for him. Here come the Phoenix. They're going to try to fly over the... Void Ray is doing so much damage, and yes, the infestors are holding the Phoenix in place, but the damage is being done. Look at that army and how it's being retained by HerO. A good trade, though. Well, actually, Jaedong's... Never mind. He's just kind of trickling in too much stuff. I miscalled this.
Look at that. 165 supply to 110.
I was wrong.
Jaedong
This is a fantastic trade. Here. He's got the infestors intact behind this. I think it's only like... No, it's... Yeah.
He was just missing Storm there, really, wasn't he? If he had that Storm upgrade, it would have been a completely different story, but it looks like HerO has been broken here.
He just
Very surprisingly, and I'm sure HerO's thinking, what the hell is going on? How did this happen?
Well, he would have liked it if I was right. He's like, yeah, you're right. This is not going great at all. No, Jaedong's crapped in on the 3rd. He's losing his 5th base behind this, but take the 5th base. He's got a 4th base.
Yeah.
Spire has finished. That's an invincible base. I mean, the big deal here is, as you said, without Storm, those Templar died. That was super expensive. The Void Ray count, it's at a fresh 3. 3 is no big deal at all. Void Rays are the snowball units. You need that 7, 8, 9, 10 count to really take on Hydros. With just 3 in a depleting main and natural, it's not looking good for HerO.
I mean, to defend what happened there with that fight, I mean, did Jaedong really know he was going to hit right before Storm was ready? I mean, given 20 more seconds, I think that would have been a completely different fight there. And I think Jaedong, even to a certain extent, as you said, was trying to trade off some of these useless units which weren't going to be as helpful throughout the game. And I think he kind of got a little bit lucky with that attack because HerO was seconds away.
It looked weird. The Phoenix picked up all the infestors, but none of them were shooting the infestors because they all picked up infestors. So for a minute there was no fungals coming down. I was looking at the front lines. Void Rays were killing like Ling Roach, which was deceiving because that wasn't the meaningful thing. And then when the fungals came down and held the Void Rays in place, we all know they're glass cannons. They don't have the ability to withstand punishment. And certainly that was on display there. And this is lights out.
This is the end of HerO as he moves out with minimal units. And Jaedong is at a high supply and does take the game. GG.